All right.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Queens.
We're back.
Hey, Queens. Welcome to Queen Talk. What does Queen Talk stand for?
Quality Education Empowerment Network.
Yes, I can remember that now.
Yes,
I
because
can
you
remember
said
now.
it so many times.
So welcome to Queen Talk. This is episode 3. Is it 3?
This is 3.
Episode 3. So we have a couple of more episodes. So you're with us. Hello. My name is Dr. Sharita Amrex. And this is
Latoya Swan.
All right. We are with Allure Alliance, of course. And this is a part of our Queen Talk project that we're doing through our funding from the city of Austin. We focus on reproductive health throughout the lifespan. And how can you contact us?
You can contact us by email at allurealliancetx@yahoo.com, our website, randomblackgirls.com, Instagram, Allure Alliance TX, and our Facebook, Allure Alliance, and our Twitter, TX Allure.
Ooh. And we're on TikTok under Allure Alliance as well.
Come on,
That's new.
TikTok.
See what happened since the last time? New.
We ticking and we talking.
Somebody's ticking talking. I don't know about me. Look, the laryngitis is back.
Oh no.
It's back, but I'm still here, whatever. It's when I talk a lot. So a couple of days of just like lots of talking, we get to
You hadn't said anything about it, so I thought it was cured and
No,
gone
I
away.
have chronic laryngitis.
That's crazy.
And I still haven't done the medical follow-up, which is a good segue into what we're talking about today, which is we're going to explore the interconnection between reproductive health and like overall wellness. And that I went for this and find out about that and now to do the follow-up. It is work. So today we're going to focus threefold. We're talking about well woman exams and how at least annually you should go and get your well woman exams and talk about that.
Checked.
Get your pipes checked. It's like crank open the hood, more like.
Hey, when they put that thing in there and it's gonna feel a little cold.
Oh, goodness. We're going to talk about embracing and loving our body and listening to our body. All of those things are interconnected, right? So let's go ahead and talk because we know Queen Talk is where queens talk and we listen. So let's talk about well woman exams. Love them, hate them, cheers, what you think?
Now that I've gotten older, I hate them, but I know how necessary they are. I mean, I'm 50 now, and so now they tell
leg
you.
Up like the lady.
Look, I love that. I have posted that to my Facebook. I don't know how many times since I've seen it.
You've never seen that before? It was on Saturday Night Live. Way
Not
back
in
the
real
day.
life. Absolutely.
I remember when it was live.
No.
It was like a skit that they did. There's a bunch of them.
No. So every time I see one of those, I post it to my Facebook now that I've gotten into, is it silver or golden years?
At this point, I feel like golden because at this point, you probably are like,
living my life like it's golden.
Hey man,
living my
that
life
part.
like it's golden.
I'm trying not to molest this microphone. I feel like
I know I'm holding on to it
low
so tight right
I'm
now.
I'm just like, my voice.
I'm
my
used
voice.
to it being closer to my mouth.
I'm not even doing this with you. I'm not even doing this.
Okay, back to well woman's exam. So I now, especially since cancer runs in my family, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. She's in remission. And now I think that when they told me I don't have to come back until every 3-4 years, I was like, no, I've been doing this every year for 50 years. No, well, not 50 years, but every year for a very long time. I feel like I need to be here every year just to check and see, because we know that with Black women, that's what happens. And when it comes to our health disparities, we get checked out. They tell us you don't have to come back for 3 years. We wait 3 years later.
And then it's advanced by the time you get back. Absolutely.
And so I have that fear of something being there in advance where I'm like, no, I'm coming every year.
Right.
So,
and also it's covered every year under your preventive care insurance. So I don't know why they decided, hey, we want to just start doing it every 3 years.
Yeah.
But I'm be honest, I skipped a couple of years after I had my kid. No, they said don't come back for 3.
No, man.
And I was like, okay, obviously y'all in 3. But now that I'm a little bit older, I'm in my 40s, they were like, not only do you need to get the bottom checked, you got to get your girls checked.
Yeah.
And, you got to get your mammies,
big today.
Grammys. It's the bra.
Okay.
It's time for me to go get some new ones. They add a cup.
Yeah, they look ginormous today.
They do not. It's also the shirt, the way it's cut. I got on a unicorn shirt, which kind of matches your color scheme.
I know.
Anyways, like you have to get your mammograms. I have to get a colonoscopy. And I was like,
me too.
Well, I thought it wasn't until you're like 45. And they were like, no, the sooner the better. And they said, we do not only stop. Like, it's not stopping cancer. We're preventing it before it starts.
Yes.
So if you have polyps, they come out.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, I can't wait to take the stuff and poop all of that out and get a flat stomach.
It will be flat.
I want it.
You be on flat.
I want it to be on flat.
Baby.
I feel a little bloat, but I like a little flat. I don't need no Zampy. I just need a flush.
I'll take the Zampy. Put emergency just in case.
And that's another thing at your well woman exams. Like if you're experiencing PCOS which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, they will offer you things like Ozempic because it really helps get the weight down. Especially if you like me, you got that weight right up in here. That visceral fat is what they call it. It really impacts your organs here because of all of the, cortisone that's in your body that's held here. So there's a lot of women who maybe have that abdominal fat there. If you take the Zampy or Ozempic or what is it called, Samaldehyde or something like that. Something like that. I don't know what the active ingredient is, but it's like Wegovy or Ozempic. That's the like brand names. If you take those, they help with the weight loss, but they also can jumpstart your uterus.
Ooh, don't want that.
There's a lot of Ozempic babies.
I saw
and
that.
People who are perimenopausal.
I would drop dead where I stood.
And they're not just having one. They're having multiples. So them eggs is
it's always a side effect. It's always
side effect pregnancy.
Right. I don't definitely not. Nope. Get that away from me.
So what do you think is the importance of well woman exams in addition to just I have to go because I hate it going or I really hate going and getting the crank open. What are I mean, to me, that's the most unpleasant part.
Yes.
Is the whole putting in the speculum and them going, cat. And you're like, I felt that. Even if you've had children, I feel that. You know, they'd be like.
To all the men, it sounds like that for real in real life.
It does. It's like a little, like if you get the plastic one, you could really hear it go clank, clank, clank.
Yeah.
And if it's the metal ones, then they happen to.
And they try to have these odd conversations with you, like, so how's your day?
Yeah, scoot your booch to the end of the table, put your legs up like this, scoot your ass hanging off it, and then gonna open up your, and they like
take a look.
And like it's weird, and there's air, there's all types of stuff that's happening, and you're like,
and then they have another person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Just for safety measures. And we had this conversation the last time we were on our podcast when we talked about how men have it so easy.
Yeah.
And if they had to get cranked open or if they had to even take birth control.
No, they've always quit the clinical trials for men with birth control. They said, we don't like the side effects.
What about us?
That's what they quit. They quit because of the side effects. Oh, it makes me sad. It makes me feel unmotivated. It makes me bloated. It makes me want to eat. Like, they all quit because of the side effects of the same things that women experience.
Right.
They quit because of those things. And we were like, we ain't trying to make no new people, so we'll take it. I'd rather be bloated than pregnant.
Ooh, baby. Not this late in life. No.
Oh, my God. Like, no. Like, I have little ones. Like, my son is 4. He'll be 5. And I'm just like, I don't see how people have babies at this age. Like, I just think it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and I'm tired.
And if you already have kids,
it's
even more work. So, back to well woman exam.
Right.
We're not discouraging anyone from having children if you want them. I just like to tell people going in,
and multiply.
It's work. And that
don't
work
ask
is
me.
due right now.
All day, every day.
Right now.
24.
Hey, no COD.
7.
I did it before you show up.
And you do it for free.
You're doing it for free. And then you might get a little bit of ROI. You might.
Look, they might find a nice home.
Honey, they're moving back in after college. And they're bringing new people with them.
No, absolutely not. I'm looking forward
They borrowing money. They doing all types of stuff.
I'm looking forward to high school graduations. I'm looking forward to my littles being big, nice humans in the world. So
all the graduations that are happening right now. Anyways, so I think for Well Woman exams, I think it's a good place. If you don't get health care outside of this space, it will give you like a pulse on some things that maybe you didn't know.
absolutely.
Like for me, I didn't know that they were like, you can get a colonoscopy early. I didn't know that. When they were like, hey, you need to get a mammogram. And I'm like, well, I thought you had to be 45. No,
Nope.
it's 40. You need to have your
And then for Black women, we're on a higher time span than other women.
Yeah, so. And our breast tissue is dense. Like, that's what it said on my thing. It was like, no cancer, we ain't seen none, but your breast tissue is dense.
Yeah, I get
that. So you might
too.
need a different type of mammogram, like a more invasive.
I'm always on whenever they tell me that, oh, we found something, we're going to send it off to the lab. And I'm just like, I'm going
to die. That's where you're at, right?
Always. Straight to death. Straight to death.
Well, I think that at the very least, it gives you an opportunity to talk with your provider, not only about your reproductive health, but about your sexual health. And that's how Holly Berry learned about herself going through perimenopause, was that she went to the gynecologist because she had sex, and then she had some burning, and she's like, what is happening? And that person wrongly diagnosed her with herpes, told her that was the worst set of herpes they had ever seen.
Stop.
And that you need to go talk to your partner. Ooh. And, like she married what is his name? Van Hunt or something. And that, you need to go talk to your partner because they got herpes, or somehow you had herpes.
Somehow you had it.
It's a lot. And then she ended up going to doctors, come to find out she was perimenopausal. And it's just like side effects of having sex. Like, you need more lube now.
Right.
Or you're going to be inflamed. And it's going to, it lasts longer than when you were in your 20s. You get a little rub burns, and you're like, oh, what's going on with my hoo-ha? And
that's true.
And when you're older, we're going to have to prime the pump a little bit better. And so now that's her thing. She's taken up talking about perimenopause, because for her, she said, I thought I skipped it. Like, I didn't have all of the hot flashes and the this and the that. I thought I was I'm healthy. Oof. I work out. I'm just going to jump right over perimenopause and go into menopause. And that wasn't what happened. So it gives you an opportunity to touch bases with the people who are giving you health, and then giving you health assessments, and then you can get tested for HIV, STIs, talk about your,
right.
Maybe you have fibroids. You may find that out in your Well Woman exam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to those things, you want to make sure that we're doing our best to go at least annually, and then have all the questions. So what tips would you give somebody about going into across their lifespans? When you're in your young years, when you high and tight titty years, as you go through and the titties get less, what are some things I think you would suggest to somebody?
Well, one of the things that now that I'm older, that I just turned 50, and I'm going to keep saying that just so it can resonate within me, I think about, where do I start menopause? Mm-hmm. My mom, she shared with me that she started early. So the expectation for me was that I started early, but I'm not. When I did go to my doctor and asked, was I still able to get pregnant at 50? And she was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And she said it with great confidence.
Oh, no.
And I was like, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So she was like, you still want to take preventive measures up until you're 52. And I'm like, wow. So I could be going through this for quite some time. And I'm going through the hot flashes,
So you're perimenopausal, or?
I'm perimenopausal.
Oh, wow.
And so it almost sounds sad. It seems like whenever you go to the doctor and they give you a diagnosis or a name for the thing, it makes it sound sadder than what it is.
Right.
And I think that that's what keep women from asking, mm-hmm. Is there anything wrong with me, or are those the next stages that I'm going through? Mm-hmm. I'm interested in the next stages, what that's going to look like, because I had nobody to talk to me about that.
Right.
So knowing what that looks like, and I would just tell women to make sure that you're taking yourself through your own healthy journey process, whatever that looks like. If you want to get your mammogram, before they tell you need to get one, go get it. If you want to have your well woman's exam in a year, go get it. Preventive measures is what's going to keep you out of the health disparities.
Yeah.
So ask questions about your bodies. We were never sat down and people said, okay, this is what happens when you're,
right,
1 to 12. This is what happens when you're 13 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we learned that stuff trial by fire.
That part. And we got burnt up.
We got burnt in the flames. All in the flames. And so now.
Or they would say something like, oh, she going through the change.
Ooh,
that was it.
Yeah.
You're going through the change. And that was it.
And it's like, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
You'll see.
Right.
Tell me about it. And then when you go back to your parents, like me and my mom had these conversations now since I'm in this work, and she'll say, oh, I forgot about that, or I never thought about telling you about that.
Right.
And so now it's like, I want to be that woman that tells women about those things.
Yeah, my mama shares a lot. So, and we share a lot. So she was like, yeah, like her mom had her last child in her mid 40s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She was like 45, 46.
Ooh, way down there.
Yeah. Because she was like 15 when her youngest sister was born. But
they had babies early back then.
Yeah, but she had already, like my grandmother had 9 children.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I can't even imagine.
Right. So my mom is like, oh, she's 63 now. And she's like, I didn't go through menopause until I was 60.
Oh, no.
So don't expect anything.
No.
And so, like, now she gets the hot flashes and things like that. But she has the little neck cooler thing.
Yes.
The cooler off and stuff like that.
Still that.
But yeah, she did not start going through, like, full moving through it until she was 60. So it's about 3 years now. Yeah. And she's like, not worried about having no kids. And I'm like, man, but there are a lot of providers out here, especially when you think about gynecology and obstetrics, they only focus on your childbearing years. Then they usher you out the door.
Absolutely.
After that. So you have to try to find yourself, if you can, in an area where you're at, a specialty focuses on menopause and perimenopause, because there's brain changes, there's chemical changes, there's all the things that are happening to your body.
Always.
Like your bones even become more susceptible to break and things like that, osteoporosis.
Yeah.
And all those kinds of things are
we get all the things.
Yeah, yeah. But look, that's the thing. Women get low estrogen, which puts them into that perimenopausal place. But men get low T, which is low testosterone. And it's like little kids. Before the hormones kick in, girls and boys don't really have that very much of a difference. Their bodies are the same looking. And then when we get old, our bodies start moving back into that space where the low T and the low estrogen, the low T and the low estrogen is kind of putting us back at that same place before we exit up out of here.
Look, I'm on my way out, y'all. I'm on my way out.
I go out kicking and screaming, baby.
Burning it down on both ends.
That's what they said Eartha Kitt did.
Look.
They said she screamed all the way out.
I believe it. I loved her. Her old videos, like the one she says, why should I get married?
Why should I compromise me?
Right, exactly.
So a man comes into my life and I need to compromise?
No.
Absolutely.
Hey, I would have loved to have been by her bedside. That's all. So her last words.
Yes, yes. So now that we talked about going to the doctor, there's one thing that we need to do in between time and in the meantime, between appointments, is start listening to our own body.
Absolutely.
How do we do that? Because it's easy to say, listen to your body. What does that mean?
It's like telling yourself you had to take care, do self-care.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the things are. You know how you're supposed to do the things. You know that you want to put that on your to-do list. but it goes undone. So listen to yourself is very powerful, and your body will tell you exactly what it needs. This is why we tell women to advocate for themselves when they go into their doctor's appointments, because just because that person has on a white coat does not mean that they know who you are and how your body works. And so you have to be the person to say, no, that's not what's happening. And if that doctor is not a doctor that's going to listen to you, then you need to find you another doctor.
And ask them to document it in your record.
Oh, yeah, I've heard you say that.
Say, like,
you refuse.
Please put it in my record that you refuse this test or that test, or because there are lots of women who run around, their body's telling them something's wrong.
Right.
They're going to all of these providers and they're saying the first thing they tell women, period, you need to lose some weight. Let's lose some weight. Okay. Like when I went, they told me, you've been the same weight for the last 2 years. You need to lose some weight.
Really?
I'm like, I ain't gained no weight. And quite frankly, I feel like my clothes, some of them is just loose. So I don't know what you're talking about. But the first thing they tell women, regardless of it, usually is lose some weight. Right?
Okay.
And everything is not weight based or caused because of weight.
Right.
You can be thicker and healthy, and you can be thinner and unhealthy. We do know that. So when it comes to women, a lot of times they say, lose some weight. Or, oh, that's just periods. That's just
what women go through.
That's what women go through. And if you know in your mind, don't take no for an answer. You always need to, well, if you ain't going to give me what I need a second opinion. If you don't like the opinion, then you go with a third opinion. There's nothing wrong with getting a second opinion.
Right. And you hear so many stories about women being misdiagnosed. Or for the longest time, I went to this doctor and they did all these tests and they couldn't find anything. But I knew for a fact that there was something going on. And then I finally found a doctor that would listen to me. They heard me. They acknowledged me. And this what was wrong. And this had been going on for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
And it's like, how can it, and that's like you have the same symptoms.
Yeah.
You have 3 different doctors looking at you and you have 3 different people telling you something different.
Right. And it's all about what their specialty is. I always think about that too. Surgeons are looking to cut because that's their job. To cut you open and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
You got neurologists, they're going to look for brain stuff. You know what I mean? You got your OB-GYN folks and they're going to be looking at the reproductive organs.
Yeah.
And that we're the sum of our parts, not our individual parts.
Right.
So there are women out there who, oh my God, I'm having back pain. And they'll say, you need a breast reduction. So they do the breast reduction.
You need to lose weight.
You need to lose some weight. And you need to get a breast reduction. They go and get the booster reduced. I still have back pain. Problem. I still have this. I still have that. And they're like figuring it out. Come to find out, it's a neurological issue. Come to find out, it's maybe a slip disc. It's all types of things that could be happening to you. Like my mom, after her accident, she's like, my lower back. It's my lower back. Come to find out, it's her neck. They had to replace a disc in her neck.
Oh, wow.
Because it was grinded down.
Oof.
So that is like, right. So she's going getting shots. She's going getting medicine. She's getting all the things. And come to find out, it's the disc in your neck, not your lower back. And all this time you've been running around trying to figure it out. So sometimes you have to move specialties.
So I said the key in what you just said and what I heard was find out what the specialist, like whatever it is that you don't go to your general practitioner.
Yeah. Well, unless you have an HMO, then you have to, and you need a referral. And that's healthcare. So healthcare is now like,
but they'll give you a referral though.
You have to have them give you a referral. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if they don't, you need to have them cite down, I'm not giving you a referral. For what reason?
Write it down.
Now, I've had people for my son not refer me to something because they didn't like the doctor. So I changed doctors for my child.
Makes sense.
I'm like,
that makes sense.
I need to not like the doctor. Not you need to not like the doctor. Right. I need to go at least explore the option.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm a person about options. Give me some options.
Yes, she's gonna review and she gonna go through all of them, y'all.
I'm a research, and that's another thing you can do. Research, find peer-to-peer support. That really is helpful. There's lots of organizations out here now where you can say, I have this problem and I'm looking for a doctor that can help me diagnose this. I'm in a lot of subgroups on Facebook. There's lots of them. Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, even TikTok.
Reddit is a beast.
Reddit is a beast. So you have to go in knowing what you're looking for specific.
Right.
Like I use it for things like, if I'm going on vacation to a certain place, let me see how people maneuver this place. What are the tricks and the trick? Or like my son SCP, what are things that I need to know about? What are different therapies that I need to look into?
I mean, you've learned so much.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Yes.
With that little guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I think we have to do our part, and then we show up to the doctor's office with ready and with the information. If that means you got to print it out and be like, look, this is what I found, or you got to pull it up on your phone, do it.
Well, I've seen them do that too. I've been in a doctor's office, asked them a question, and they Googled it.
Right.
And I was like, absolutely not.
Right.
I need you to know this off the top of your dome.
Well, the expectation is that you can't know everything, right?
I know, but step out of the room or something. That just did something
like
to me.
I'll be back, Rosie. Go outside.
Yeah,
come back.
That did something to me. It was scary more than anything because I was like, well, I can be a doctor if all I have to do is Google it.
Ma'am, that's not how it works, but okay. I think that's at about 15% of being a doctor, though.
Absolutely.
Because they don't spend a lot. Like, if you're not doing procedures regularly, if you're coming in and just doing your little 5 minutes, because average time a doctor will spend with you is 5 minutes. You got to get there 15 minutes early. You got to make sure you confirm 80,000 text messages before you show up.
For 5
you get there and you pay your copay first, and then you see them for 5 minutes and out the door.
Out the door.
So making sure that if you make them spend more than 5 minutes with you, I have a list of questions.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing. My tip is always do research.
Yeah.
And if you don't like what somebody is saying, go get a second opinion.
Absolutely.
Go get a second opinion.
Doctors work for you. You don't work for them.
Amen. And they're going to get, depending on your health insurance, they're going to get paid either way.
Regardless if you like
whether you love it or not. Right. Whether you like it or hate it, they're getting paid. So let's move us to the last thing about, like, we want to listen to our bodies. We want to, if something's wrong, continue to have that conversation. Something's wrong and I need to figure out what that is.
And be confident in that. Be confident that your body is telling you that there's not something right. And if you can't find a doctor that's going to listen to you, then it's just like you said, find some peer support. Because sometimes doctors can talk you out of feeling the way that you really, really feel and make you feel like, well, maybe that's not what's wrong with me.
Right.
But if your body is saying exactly what is wrong with you, that's what's wrong.
Right. You live in the vessel. You know what's up.
I like
you live
that.
In it, right? It's kind of like coming into your house and somebody trying to tell you where to find something.
Come on with the
you
word.
You don't live here?
Amen.
Right. So that's the thing.
You live in the vessel.
You live in the vessel, so you know. And so in addition to going and getting your exams and listening to your body so that you can have more comprehensive health, what about loving the body that you're in? Because you live in the vessel.
You live in the vessel. You have to be one with the vessel. And
how do you do that?
Stay off of Instagram. Stay off of social media because they will drag you down to the ground and make you feel like you are just not worth it.
You don't want BBL, Drizzy. You don't want the big booty to come on.
Well, they're not doing BBLs no more. They're taking them out.
They are taking them out, but everybody put them in because why?
The Kardashians.
You're going to blame it all on the Kardashians? I'm going
to blame it all on the Kardashians.
I mean, I'm going to definitely say that they didn't help. No. They did not help at all.
No, they did not.
Now they're taking them out too. They're going back to
being regular.
They're going back to factory settings. But when we say love the body in the vessel, love the body that you're in, I think it's easier said than done because
Absolutely.
We live in a comparative society, right?
Comparative.
Yes.
Look at me. I look better than you. This is what, and then all the different diets and all the different ways of eating. And,
yes.
Oh my God, it's overwhelming.
Yes, and now Wegovy and Ozempic has entered the chat.
No, look, being pregnant as a side effect, keep me off of that. I changed my mind.
What I will say, I think when you need to like love your body is to understand that your body will go through stages.
Okay.
I look back at my body when I was a young girl.
20.
Even before then, like high school age, and I was like, I'm fat. And I look back like, girl.
You were 90 pounds.
If that was right, you're 99 pounds feeling fat.
Right.
Oh, girl. But because of the standard that was out at the time.
Oh my God.
That, right? Or
we didn't have that comparative thing going on when we were in high school. We didn't have these platforms.
Well, yes, we didn't have that. However, we did have TV. We did have movies. We did have print ads. And a lot of those put body standards that were unrealistic, especially when you think about people of color, Black women, who are typically more curvy. Or more, and even in our body, like if you do the body chemistry and all that, BMIs and all that, it's density. Black women scientifically have been shown to be more dense. Their bone mass is more dense. And then also the way we carry them. Like a lot of it is muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So if you think about
big boned,
right? Well, yes,
that's not a real thing,
right? No, but like yes and no. Like we would be like, I'm heavy, but a 120 on me,
right,
and a 120 on somebody else,
totally
looks
different.
Totally different.
Totally different.
If I told you I was close to 200 pounds, you would probably be like, "What?" But I am. I'm close to 200 pounds.
I wouldn't believe because you're short,
right? But I thighs, a lot of mine is here, and then it's here. So, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. But for when we are looking at body standards currently,
yes,
you got mom bods where people are like, oh, I have a mom bod. Or there was a big thing that went through, no excuses. You have no excuses. I have 5 kids that look at me with my shredded flat abs.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, and you have no excuses. You could just go to the gym. You could just stop eating. Push your big back activities away from the table. Right? And I'm like, you know what?
That's a big bag.
I mean, when did you decide this is what the body that I got and I'm riding with it?
I decided that probably 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always seen you as a very thin, healthy person, so I did not think that you would. 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago, yeah. It was too much work. Like, too much dedication, too much commitment. I was trying to be what I was when I was...
You chasing that 20-year-old,
chasing that 20, 30-year-old body that I had before I got married and had kids.
Yeah.
And that right there, just that thought in my brain was overwhelming.
Yeah.
And if I was even looking at old pictures of myself.
Yes. Thank you, Facebook memories.
Yes. Exactly. Facebook could take you down.
Right.
And so when I figured out that my hormones weren't the same, my body was going through changes after having kids, dealing with anxiety, depression, the medication that you're taking for those things, it's so much that goes into your body chemistry to give you the body that you want. Me being a personal trainer and a bodybuilder and all those things, how committed, dedicated you have to eat, sleep, breathe the gym. And it wasn't realistic anymore.
Right.
So I was like, girl, stop.
Right.
That's going to take you down to the ground.
Yeah.
So.
I know that's a good realization that, look, even people that you, like, I see you as a healthy person. I don't see you as, oh, no, she's let herself go or anything like that,
I feel totally different.
I do not feel that way. I feel like, oh, she hasn't let herself go. You still look good, yada, yada, like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, for you to say 3 years ago, that like blew me away. It just really blows me away. For me, like before really like just saying, I'm not gonna be worried about it as much as I was. Definitely after I had my first kid, and because pregnancy, like delivery was hard. Pregnancy was easy. Delivery was hard for me.
Right.
And then having my baby that was early.
Oh gosh.
And when I was like, I need to lose some weight. I need to do that. Like in your mind, you have that snap back because people have a baby and then they be like, the famous folks, let's just be honest. Famous folks have a baby And then they're doing 2-piece bikini spreads, and you're like,
how the hell?
That baby is 6 weeks.
Right.
Back to that. Look, if they're doing it, I can do it.
Right.
You don't have the same 24 hours as Beyonce.
No,
cut that out.
You do not.
Even Beyonce said, no, you don't have the same 24 hours as me. Cut it out. So
the chef, the personal trainer,
all the nannies,
the nutritionists,
somebody driving you to and from.
Look, you
a
ain't
whole
got
team. Can I have a whole team? I posted yesterday. By 3:00, I've done the work of 12 men. Okay.
Yeah.
Mama needs a nap.
She does, and I'm glad she takes some now. She goes to bed now, y'all.
I do go to bed. I do go to bed now. Push away. But for me, like after almost dying, having a baby, I said, well, this body is pretty strong. So I'm not going to harp over something that can be changed, but can't be changed by tomorrow. Like, I think that's the thing that we miss is that we do one push-up and expect a damn, we're going to be like this. You do one sit-up and where my six-pack? Because that's me. Where is it? Guess what? It's under this fat. Everybody has abs. They just under your fat.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just like, this is the beach body I have. This is the body the beach gonna get.
Look,
and if I'm wearing shorts, I'm gonna do it. If I want to have my belly out, then I'm gonna do it.
I know.
If I don't, then I won't. If I
do, then I will. On that Royal Caribbean cruise, I was in these mommy swimsuits, and I was like, who the hell told me to put this on?
Right, where it covers all of this.
Yes.
See, I do a little bit of this, but I want all of this and that out. I like the one with the little strip in the middle. Because like I want, like, you don't see it. You're going to see I'm a full meal with extra sides, okay?
Okay, with the extra sides.
But I don't need to show you all it is. Just a strip. You're going to get all this skin, all the back, all of this.
All the back.
I'm going to have to make sure that this right over the boobs because this could move around and titty be out. So make sure this where it needs to be. And that's it.
I love it.
That's it. And I'm going to be out here. And if you want to look. If you don't, look away.
You do have to learn to love the new you.
Yeah.
As you age, your body's going to shift. Your brain chemistry is going to shift. Your hormones are going to shift. Your reproductive system, even like how your sexual health is, it shifts. What used to feel good don't feel good no more. So you got to shift with it. And like you have to really come to terms with this is part of my lifespan. And this is what it was meant to be like.
Right.
And learn, like you really have to talk yourself into loving yourself in that way. Because if not, you can I see how people like those old football players get stuck in their high school football, college days. I see how that happens now.
Mature. You cannot mature here and not expect the body to mature too.
Yeah.
It's like we want a 22, I would never want to be 22 again, 28-year-old body.
What was your measurements at 28?
They were very small.
Oh, yeah.
I was working out 2 to 3 times a day.
Oh, Lord.
Trying to keep up with somebody else. We'll leave it at that. But I was like, I'm going to get into this size 3. I was like, I'm going to get into a size 3. I end up getting pregnant, but we ain't going to talk about that. But I don't want to chase a 28-year-old body because that 28-year-old body had a 28-year-old brain.
Right.
Right? I need this 43-year-old body and 43-year-old brain to be like, needs to slide off of me now.
Absolutely.
I think you're at the I don't give a F moment.
Yeah, 50, I don't give a
right.
So
if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Especially for us right now, honey.
Right. So if you wanted to leave people with something for Queen Talk, before we invite them to our next event.
Yes.
What do you want to leave them with as we walk through the journey of getting our Well Woman exams, listening to our bodies, and loving the bodies that we're in? What would you like to leave people with?
There's nothing wrong with change. It's going to happen. You can't stop it. So you have to embrace it. And whatever that looks like for you, embracing it, working out every day helps you embrace it, do that. If working out once a month helps you, then do that. Don't let anybody else tell you what you're supposed to look like, what you're supposed to feel like. And don't let anybody shame you for the body that you have.
That part.
Yeah.
And your body, your rules. That's what I got.
Oh yeah, she used to
I
tell
say
me that
about
all the
your
time.
baby, your rules. Your
She
body,
used to
your
tell me
rules.
that all the time, y'all. When I was having my kids, she was like, "Your baby, your rules," and that is something you definitely. So yeah, your body, your rules.
Your body, your rules. So if people are not getting with the program, you now off program, like they do at the funeral. You not on program. You don't get to speak. That's it.
That's a nice tattoo too. Your body, your rules.
I'm not into tattoos.
She's not.
I'm naked all the way. Like no, nothing. I got C-section scars though.
She gonna leave this. She gonna leave this vessel just plain and simple when she leaves up out of here.
I got C-section scars. One says Elgin and one
Vital
says
scars
John.
right there.
That's
I
it.
know that's right. That's enough, honey.
So invite the people to since we do Queen Talk, and this is just a little piece of what we do. Come be in the room with us.
Yes.
We talk about reproductive health across the lifespan, which is when you're a girl, when you go from being a girl to being a young woman, and from a young woman to a seasoned professional like ourselves.
Yes, it's very
what
seasoned.
That looks like, and all the needs and sexual health needs and reproductive health needs that we address. So you want to tell them where we're going to be next?
Super excited about our new event. It's Saturday, June the 22nd at Casa do Brazil here in Austin. So if you are out and you are available, come see us. Our last event was amazing. We had a full house. The women were excited. They were engaged. We had a lot of conversation around how do we talk to our girls? How do we support our women? How do we support each other as a community? And it was a great environment to be in. So come see us.
And we also had some community building that happened where people got together and say, well, you got skills and I got skills. Let's take these skills and hone them and put them into the community.
We had community.
We're doing that too.
We had networking. Our event is from 11:30 to 1:30.
How do they sign up? Where would they go to sign up?
You can go to our website, randomblackgirls.com, scroll down, and then there's a button. Push the button.
Push the button. Sorry, I couldn't help.
That's why I did it, because I knew you weren't going to be able to control yourself.
Purple. Come on. Hey, Sugar Avery was ahead of her time. Okay.
Look, all the way through.
And so, yes, go onto our website. Go on there, sign up. We'd love to have you. We love to say that when you come into a Queen Talk space, you will get adoration and education. And we want to offer you your flowers. Yes. So you come in, we're going to date you.
Yes.
Now I'll date
we gonna wine and dine.
We gonna wine you and dine you, and you ain't got to do nothing afterwards but go home and tell your friends
how much fun you had and how you met other Black women. Because one of the things that we find in our sessions is that women are excited that they are in a room with other Black women. They're like, I never would have known where to find other Black women. So here we are. We're here.
There you go. I want to have the sound bowl lady come, but I think that might be too loud for the restaurant.
Absolutely.
But we'll have somebody with sound bowls at one of our events in the not too distant.
Well, maybe they just bring one bowl instead of 5.
Maybe start it off, like set the tone.
Yeah. Because they work. I'm sure they know how to, with the brain, to fill up a room.
I think that'd be cute.
With the sound.
That'd be really cute.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's us talking.
Random.
Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you because you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend some time with us today. So thank you for coming out. God bless you.
Good night.
Bye, Queens.
Bye.